Hello guys, this is Katsumata, the bigger brother you wish you had, and today I want to share with you a really powerful conversation technique for nice guys and people pleasers, so you never have to run out of things to say again. So, have you ever been in the situation that you just wish you knew what to say? Maybe this happened to me a lot when I was going out with a girl, and I was like stuck. I have my list of questions, from how are you, how was your day, and a few things that I could ask. And after that, I just went blank. And I was struggling to make a lot of effort. Like, what should I ask? What should I say next? You know, and more often than I wish, the dating was really bad. Or even when I had this conversation with other people, not necessarily with a girl, but I want to make friends with someone. And I was stuck in my head all the time. What should I say next? And what I realized is first, I didn't know how to have really good conversation. Okay. And what is a good conversation? This is gonna change for each person. What is good for you. What I would say is it's gonna be something between the lines that is something that you enjoy, or the topic you really like talking about the topic, you're really passionate about something. I know people here in Brazil they can be really passionate about cars, so they're gonna put a lot of emotion and energy, and they're gonna know about the details and stuff. That's not my area of expertise. I'm not really passionate about it, so I will not talk a lot about this, but I might enjoy having a conversation about this from the perspective of being curious about it. Like, if I know someone is really passionate about this topic, this might like spark in me, like, wow, man. So tell me more about this. There is this car. I really would like to know more about this. So I can be curious about the topic, even if I'm not really passionate about the topic itself. And that can be a really good conversation. However, there are other things that maybe will not align with my values or my perspective. They can be really boring. And not because it's a technical conversation, just be the topic that I have no desire, no emotion, no connection at all. So I don't know, like, how can you create like a pen, whatever, how you build the pen, how you prepare the ink. And yeah, that's okay. If you're really in this kind of industry and you like it, that's cool. But I wouldn't spark anything in me, unless maybe if the topic goes in a direction that talks about the business and something that I can apply about the process. This might like start like getting my attention at some point, but the topic itself, wouldn't be really boring conversation. So why am I saying that? Because you're the one that's gonna decide for yourself what's a good conversation or not. What I can tell you is it's not gonna be a good conversation for anyone, yourself included, when you have this outcome, like and usually most often is a negative like outcome we try to avoid, like I don't want to be seen as stupid, I don't want to be seen as a naive, or not qualified, or whatever. So you try to avoid disapproval, or you try to make yourself look good, like I want this person to see that I'm the expert, they are really good at this. They whatever. If you attach outcomes, especially one that you cannot control, you might be in trouble. And I will tell you why that, because you're not really having the conversation. you know you're just like trying to set a stage that will make you look good. You know what I mean? So everything you say, and you're gonna filter a lot of things the person is telling you, is to make you come across as whatever it is for you. So be aware that it's really not good place to go. You might feel like, oh, it was really good conversation. They like me. It was really good conversation. They see me as a authority. They really like, it was really good conversation because I got this girl's number. The client bought from me, whatever. But anytime that you attach an outcome that you don't have control of, you are really in a sensitive place. So I don't encourage you to attach the meaning of it. Have a good conversation, interaction with another person with something you cannot control. Okay? Saying that, why we feel like we are running out of things to say. First, this tell me like you don't have really good conversation skills, communication skills. Probably you're just doing what you learned so far. That's making like questions after question, you know, and that shows like you try to talk with people in a certain way that you wouldn't do it with your friends. Okay, and I noticed this when I heard this for the first time was like, man, that's no way it's gonna work. Like, that's so weird. And I remember it was like around 2015. I got a coach myself, and he was helping me to build my confidence. He was helping me to improve my communication skills, my social skills. And he told me like, "Hey, Rod, try something. When you are with your friends, you're not all the time you start a conversation with a question. Sometimes when you just meet your friend, you say, "Hey, man, I went to this place. It was really good and stuff. And I ate that pizza. I drove that car. I did this. I tried that. I talked to this person." You start the conversation making a statement, and you keep the conversation and sharing. You're giving. You're not making questions. You might make a rhetorical question, here and there, but that's the kind of question that you make it and you don't care about the answer. You're gonna keep the conversation. You're gonna give in the sharing. Giving share, keeping sharing with the person the story you're gonna share anyway. So that's the thing here. So for example, hey man, remember about the girl that I told you last week? And if the guy say, "Yeah, I remember," so I'm gonna share what happened. And if he say like, "No, anyway, I told you about this and that, and that's what happened." So I really not attached to any answer he's gonna give me. It's most likely just a hook to connect what I'm gonna share. So I wouldn't say that's not a big deal. The problem is when you have this mindset of making questions after questions. First, you're gonna make a lot of questions that you don't care, and that's really tough one. And just think about like, let's say you have $10 in your pocket right now. Okay, probably have more. You're a rich person, and that's really cool. But the thing is, just imagine you have like 10 bills, okay, $1 each, and every time I make a question, I'm going to your pocket and I take one bill. Okay, so hey, how is your day? And I grab one bill. And how are you feeling today? What happened to you yesterday? And I keep making the questions one after another. It's really uncomfortable. I'm not giving you anything, and I'm taking from you. I'm taking value from you. And usually, what happens is like people are making questions after question. It's really stressful for the person on the other side, and like just answering. And because first we are in this mindset of like making questions after questions, for I'm not paying attention to the answer. And that's really big problem here. Okay? Because this is supposed to be a conversation two ways. Hey, how is the day? How are you feeling? Having been in Brazil, do you like football, and make a lot of questions one after another. So I'm just like taking to me, give me to me, and not adding any value in exchange. Okay, and people feel really stressful in some other point, like they will try to avoid you. They want to finish the conversation. Uh, I have been the two sides in this situation. Being the one that making a lot of questions, and the problem is your brain will get on a point that you cannot think about anything else to ask. Like, what should I ask next? What should I ask next? And your brain go frozen, like just after a few questions. And the other person is really stressful. They might be a kind person, they might not, but they're really uncomfortable, believe me. So what can you do about it? there is a few ways you can make the conversation more fluid, I would say, a better experience for both. And one is using more statements. You know, one way you can play with this is make the question, okay? And pay attention. Don't make like a list of questions that you're gonna ask one after another, okay? But make a question, listen to the answer, okay? And whatever they're giving to you, then you're gonna make a comment on top of that. Before you make any other question, you're gonna listen and then you're gonna comment. So, how was your day? My day was really boring and stuff. I didn't have much. Oh man, I totally understand. Sometimes it's happened to me at my workplace as well. Sometimes it's crazy busy, and I have a lot of calls, and I wish I have like four arms. But some days it's so flat, that I'm getting like anxious. Oh man, maybe I'm gonna lose my job because I'm not receiving so many calls right now and stuff. So this got me worried. So the person is gonna share something with me, and I'm gonna add something on top of that. I'm gonna share. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from Chile. I'm South America, South Africa. I'm from Europe, whatever. Oh, that's so cool. I have a friend there, live in France. Yeah, I went to New Zealand once. Whatever it is, they're gonna give you something. You're gonna work with this. Okay, find a way you can relate it and be honest in the process. Uh, if you don't have anything specific to add, you can add like your curiosity about it. So, where you from? Like, I'm from England. Oh man, I never been there, but I saw this news on TV, and I was thinking it must be a really good place to go. I was really making plans to go there one day. If I go to England, where do you suggest, that I should visit? So share whatever is true for you, your curiosity, and your perspective, your opinion. And that's really good way. So because you're adding things, not just make questions after question. Other thing here is really important, and I want to highlight this, I cannot stress this enough, is you're gonna listen to the person. Because the problem when you have like a question after question after question, first you don't listen, you don't care. You're just concerned about like a skipping rope. You want to have the time to do the jump. So like stop talking, let me go and make another question. So it's really stressful for them in this sense because they know that as soon as they finish answering, another question will come. And for you, you're not listening to them. You just want to fill the line here. So let it go. Any need of making another question, let it go. Because if you keep in your mind, like, I have to remember, and when they finish answer, like, oh, sorry, I forgot what I would ask. Simple as that. Because you're not listening to them and you try to hold the thought. And if you try to hold the thought when someone is talking to you, you're not going to do any job really wrong. Okay, believe me, it's really stressful, not good for anyone here, not serving anyone here. Okay, so that said, one thing you can do is make the question, let them to answer, pay attention, listen to them, comment, and then you have permission to make the next question. If that is the good thing to do next, the right thing to do next. Sometimes they're gonna make a question for you, so you can interact and have this freedom, to move with the conversation. Also, one thing is if you're making questions is really a problem because in the sense that you have a number of questions that you keep in your mind, and you try to remember and make one in a row. The problem also with that is you don't care. You really don't care about the answer. You just make it down because you don't know how to do it better. Because if you knew, you probably wouldn't do it this way, right? So you just follow this pattern because that's what you learn, and you don't know how to improve. So, hey, how was your day? And I don't care about your day, so it doesn't matter, good or not. I'm just gonna jump to the next. So, do you know Brazil? Have been Brazil? I don't care if he came here or not. I'm gonna do the next question. So it's really hard. You're gonna have a lot of more of the same conversation. You're gonna forget them really quickly. They will not receive anything like a special. You're gonna be a forgettable person as well. So not much going on here. However, you can have the questions that you care. So make a list of questions that you do care. Make a list of questions of things you're really curious about. You want to get to know about it. That you really like waiting for the answer. Like, man, tell me more about that. I'm doing a research about this, so I want to know more. Hey, I heard this about people in Japan. Is that true? Is that true? Japanese people, they do this? It's true that people in Europe, they eat these or they exercise like that? Oh man, that's crazy. I heard this before, but I couldn't check if it was true or not. You cannot trust the news. So I'm really curious about it. I want to know. So I'm going to pay attention because I do care. And you can have fun with that. So if you're gonna date someone, and that's a way to qualify the person you're gonna go out with. So you are a dog person or a cat person, because you know what? I'm a dog person, so I don't want to have cats. And that's a question you want to make because if you're really clear about what you like it, what you don't like it, and if the person say like I'm a cat person, so, okay, we can be friends. We're not going further than that. If the person like smoking and you're not a smoker yourself, that's a question you might want to make to avoid any further problem. So make questions that you care. I'm talking about sometimes about dating here because you might want to use this when you go out with someone, but you can apply in a social event, talk to the customer, talk to your boss, whatever, workmate. So make questions that you care. Make questions that will make you pay attention naturally because they are important for you. Okay? And you can have fun with that. The way you want to play is, yeah, I cannot think of a way this can go wrong. Unless you have really, I know, bizarre taste. Who knows? But so first, include the statements when you make a question, and then make the questions you care, right? And if you keep doing things like that, you're going to see the interaction is going to be more unique. It's going to be more revealing for both sides. Can create a better connection. And that's really interesting because, as I told you before at the beginning, when I started working on my communication skills, I was really attached to script it. So I had to follow the script. And I used like icebreakers. I used to tell stories totally bullshit, totally invention, not true, just to get an excuse to talk to people. I used to make questions that I didn't care. So hey, I'm not from here. I just looking for a place I can have good coffee. When I can place can recommend. And they point the direction. They say something, and I didn't care because it was just excuse to start a conversation. So this kind of mentality is not good. It's come from a place of being dishonest. It's not going to do anything for your self-confidence, self-esteem as well. So I don't recommend. Okay. What you can do, and I challenge you on that, you can have fun with that, is go to a stranger and treat this stranger as this person was your best friend, you know. And you can start a conversation just sharing something with them, how to make a question. And I did this. I don't remember. I think it was 2016, something like that, 2015, when I came back to Brazil. I was in the park here in Brazil, and I just saw this person. She was sitting on the grass, and I approached her, take a seat next to her, and I started like shouting something. Hey, uh, I have been far for a long time. I don't remember exactly the words, but it's like sharing something harder to make a question. Hey, how's the day? How are you doing? How are you feeling? Can I have a seat? Whatever. I just took it, just sit uh, on her side and started having a conversation. And the thing is, if someone from outside was looking at us at the moment, they wouldn't feel like this stranger guy is approaching this random girl, and she's in danger. It's like it was, oh, the, those guys are friends. Oh, they are good friends because I was treating her the same way that I was treating another friend there when I have another friend. So that's the thing here. Challenge yourself. I know that's quite new. It's gonna be awkward at first. If maybe it's not for you, that's great. Have fun with that. But it was really like a challenge for me, and have to trust that. Oh man, is this really gonna work? Was exciting, and worked really well. So I recommend you can have fun with that. Just try see for yourself how it goes. And also, I recommend you pay more attention, be aware when you have your friends around you. Pay attention how you treat them, how you start the conversation with them, how they start the conversation with you. It's not like take a step aside and be more aware of the environment, people's interaction, and see what can you learn from that. Because you are at your more natural state, more comfortable, more confident when you are surrounded by people that they love you and care about you. So I believe you have friends includes, right? So try to reproduce the same vibe you have when you have them around you with strangers and see how it goes. Does that make sense? I hope so. I hope you got value from this video. I hope you can have tons of fun and never run out of things to say anymore with those techniques, powerful techniques. Those are not the only techniques, but there's some you can use, a good place to start from. And then later I'm going to share more about how you can have more interesting conversation, and there's more we can go on this topic. And if you notice that you really struggle about being more social, have more confidence to talk to strangers, or have more good friends, as you desire. If you're ready to make some chance here and have some fun, don't be shy. Feel confident, feel comfortable, and send an email to me, okay, rod.katsumata@gmail.com. And I'm going to be happy to support in your journey. That's it for today. Love and hugs from Brazil. Bye bye. See you next time.